Hey everybody, it's Alexis. I am back with a brand new video. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday. Today I am sharing 4 steps about how to manifest your ideal self and who you are in relationships. And I'm sharing a success story. Okay. Before I get started, the links for booking one-on-one coaching, one-on-one hypnosis, and all of my offerings are in the box below. And if you look online and don't see an available time on my online calendar, please email sessions@createyourfuture.co and we'll get you sorted, get you on the schedule. I am here to help you. Okay. As a disclaimer, also today, I have a very dry cough. I have already tried to record this video once and had to stop it. So this will be a unique time where I have my throat lozenges and I have water, and I'm going to try to breeze through the success story and the pointers as quickly as possible. Apparently my idea of a longer video and talking softer isn't going to work. Okay. So here we go. All right. So you guys, this success story is a client of mine who came to me and she was doing boatloads of manifestation practices. And that is also why I have picked her story. Okay. She felt like she was doing affirmations. She thought she was doing a mental diet. She thought she was doing all these things. Well, what we figured out is that she was doing all these things, right? She was putting in a lot of time. She was being very diligent about all of her mindset work and her practices. If you guys don't know, I talk for a living. So sometimes my throat at the end of the week when I do these videos, it's just like, come on. Okay. So, she had put in all the work, which was very, very frustrating to her. Now, what I came to realize is she was putting in a lot of work, doing a lot of surface level stuff, but guess who wasn't changing? She wasn't changing. Okay. She was the person that was still feeling the same, acting the same, being the same. Now, the thing is this, you guys, your reality is you pushed out. It's a reflection and projection of the creation of you, your person, and the two of you guys. Okay. So you need to focus on you finally once and for all being the person you want to be. I'm going to give you 4 steps after I tell her success story about how to do this. If I have to stop and if I turn off the video, it's because I'm coughing, but I am committed to doing this video. Okay. I already got so far into it in the other video and here we are. It's just very funny as a blooper. All right. So here's the success story. Here I go. Dear Alexis, I just wanted to write you both an update and a feedback email. Things are finally once and for all moving along with my SP. And after all of my trial and error, before I began working with you, things are finally paying off. I am so excited to report that just yesterday, he and I had a huge argument and it would have usually set me and us apart for days. But this time we talked it through, developed a new plan for all the things that had been bothering me. And I actually felt like we were growing closer due to my newfound dedication to the new me and therefore being able to move through the vulnerability and the uncomfortability of the situation in a different way. I did this time what you told me to do. I sat with my own feelings, like us even having an uncomfortable silence. And then I let him lead the way for us to create a solution. The old me would have screamed, yelled, defended myself, and ran away. Now I am realizing that so many of my current issues in my relationship are because of my outdated version and perspective of myself. This has not been easy and many times also not fun, as you told me it might not be. But wow, who knew all along that I was the runner and the chaser of love? Anyways, I wanted to thank you for all of your help, guidance, and support during the past 8 months. I think if I hadn't found you, I would have just kept spinning my manifestation wheels and most likely would have ran away to a foreign country and then tried to manifest him back. She puts that in quotes. Please feel free to share this feedback, and I so look forward to seeing you soon in our next session. Sending love. Okay. So let me go back to my screen here. So you guys, how do we go about actually changing you? Okay. Step number 1. This is the one that I see and feel that most people in their whole journey of this stuff never do, is observe who you are. Observe who you're being. Now, if you're going through a time where you're feeling your needs in your relationship aren't met, you're trying to manifest a change in your major relationship, like this client of mine, a little bit of the backstory is her SP is her live-in boyfriend, who's also the father of her kids. They're basically married without the rings, without the title. Okay. So she was in dire straits. Okay. Number one, though, I had her for 7 to 14 days observe who she was being without trying to do a bunch of stuff to change herself and fix herself and make herself be somebody else. Because that's what she was doing. A lot of people come to conscious creation land here and they start being Mr. or Mrs. Fix It. Okay. Nothing is wrong with you is the actual answer. Okay. But a lot of us were given information and told something is wrong with us. And therefore you begin to develop a problem mechanism within yourself that plays it out in relationships. Okay. Number one, though, observe who you're being. Observe, like I had her observe herself. She found in her observations that she was very negative, critical, analytical, disgusted, irritated, and annoyed with him on and off consistently and constantly, and on and off with him and their kids. Okay. So you got to observe without doing anything, you guys. Who are you being? Now, what does observing mean? It's taking a bird's eye view or a look on your self as if you're an outside person looking in, or you're observing, what are my thoughts within me? What are my feelings within me? Like just witnessing yourself without judgment, without criticism, without judgment, without criticism. I can't say it enough. Without judgment, without criticism. That needs to be like on everything we're doing, because instead we want to have unconditional self-acceptance, honoring self-love and self-value. Okay. Number two, when you've done the observing, and I suggest take notes, get a notebook, write these things down, a place of just observing who you're being. This isn't like me asking you to journal about yourself and write it like in a lamenting fashion. Oh, I wish we were this. And this is not a poetry or a creative writing exercise. I love those. That's not what this is. This is self-reflection, observation without doing anything in action. Okay. So once you've done that, asking yourself who, what, when, where, why, and why am I this way? You are the way that you are because A, you've been it for a long time, or B, it's who you were told to be by other people, or it's a culmination of all these things. Okay. So why are you this way? Who taught you to be this way? As an example, when did it start? Why are you this way? Who, what, when, where? You get what I mean, right? Who, what, when, where, why, the 5 W's, apply them to you, write them down. The thing is, you guys, you know the answer for why you're being the way that you're being this way. You know who taught you to be that way somewhere within you. And you can tell me for 30 days straight, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And guess what I will still say is you do know. You want to come at all of this with, I really do know the answer. I really do know what's going on with me. Okay. So same thing. Step 2, why am I being this way? Who, what, when, where, why, as a tool for that. But you can ask yourself, like, what's the purpose of me being this way? What's the reason for me being this way? What's going on with me? What's this about? What's this about? Okay. Step 3 is decide who you want to be instead. Now, the decision of who you want to be, it might not be an offshoot of who you don't want to be. It could also just be the creation of who do you want to be? Do you want to be receptive and loving and kind, self-compassionate, self-valuing, and adored by the person you love? Okay. But what oftentimes what people do is I say, who do you want to be? Right. They say, oh, I want him to call me and I want him to make me his number one priority. I want him to choose me and only me. Okay. Now that's about him and what's he doing. I'm asking you to decide who you want to be. Do you want to be patient, flexible, resourceful, and being able to move through life and its difficulties and still keeping it going, right? That was big for this client because they were having catastrophic arguments and fights, like blowout fights, constantly, weekly, bi-weekly. It was bananas. She said it. It's bananas. Okay. So what do you want instead of that, right? Now, step 4 is think, feel, and be this version now in practice and practically, in a practical sense, all throughout the day, coming back to the recreation of self. Now, this is where your creation of reality, your manifestation of who you want to be is what we're employing here, right? But you got to do some research, you guys, about yourself. You really can't deeply, deeply change without understanding who you are and putting these things into practice, in my opinion. Okay. And I've worked with, gosh, at this point, thousands of people about their self-concept and about their relationships. And it comes down to this, right? So just to reiterate those points, number one is observe who you are, observe who you're being, get a notebook, write it down. I also would say it's better to go old school, get a pen, write it down, and get a notebook and write these things down instead of like jotting it down on your phone. Okay. You connect to the creative subconscious mind and all the creative abilities in your mind body experience by writing it, right? The same thing is not happening when you're just typing into the phone. Okay. So in any event, observe who you are. Number one, who are you being? Writing it down, getting in touch with yourself. Observing yourself like you're witnessing what's going on with me, slowing yourself down. Along with this, it's to stop complaining about your reality to other people because you're in observer mode. There's nothing to complain about. You're observing, you're witnessing yourself without criticism. So it's like, be a detective, do some fact finding, get curious about yourself. Curiosity is the best thing to have with the self-focus, okay? Number two, why am I this way? Who, what, when, where, why? Where did this start? Why am I this way? When did this begin? Who taught me how to be this way? Who else did I feel like this with? What's this about? What's this about? What's this about? Where did it start? When did it happen? Who was I like this with? Why am I like this? Right? Who, what, when, where, why? Who, what, when did it start? Yeah, I said them all. Okay. I think it's the when that I think I wasn't thinking I said, but I said it. Okay. Number three, decide who you want to be. You guys, you get to decide exactly who you want to be. It just takes practice and diligence and fine tuning. Decide who you want to be. Write down a list of this is who I really, truly want to be. Not like I saw this and I want this person and I love this relationship. Like, no, who is that person? Who is she? Who is he? Okay. Number four is once you've decided to think and feel and transition into 5 times a day, 10 times a day, thinking, feeling, deciding that you are that now. And this is where the fun starts, right? This is the manifestation practice of true reality creation is deciding, no, this is who I am now. Who I am now is a loving, compassionate, receptive, reciprocal partner. I'm receptive and reciprocal, meaning I give and I take, right? We have a beautiful dance of love, emotional connectivity. We're here with each other and for each other, right? Into the future, right? You get to create your relationship and you to exactly what you want it to be. So let's go for the gold, go for the big picture, right? But most people I speak to really want unconditional love from a person. So we have to develop unconditional love of and with self. And then it will be so much easier. It will just happen like through osmosis. They'll unconditionally love you. If you're not unconditionally loving you and accepting you and getting into the depths of you, you can't expect anyone to show up for you, choose you, be there for you. Okay. So you can be like this client. You can transform your relationship from whatever it is, whether it's no contact, not enough contact, to having more than enough contact, to being in constant communication. Or you can go from fighting to working through issues and living in harmony. It is all 100% possible, but use these tools to try to get into some deep investigative work of self. And I myself have learned today that I actually do better when I just project the video and get it done instead of trying to do it slowly. I think this was a great delivery. You can let me know or not let me know. Okay. This was take number 2 of the same principles, but here we are. Okay. So you guys, I love you so much. I value and I appreciate and I'm grateful for each of you watching this video. And let's really, really put on our bootstraps, get to the bottom of ourselves so we can be the best selves we want to be. Okay. All right. I love you guys so much. And also remind yourself how awesome you are today and each and every day this week. And I will see you in my next video. All right. Bye.